Carrying on part 2 with Jesus in the wilderness and how he overcame the devil. Another area of testing, which is really very interesting. I'm sure you'll relate to it. It says here in the book of Matthew, chapter 4, starting with verse 7, "Then the devil took him into the holy city, and he had him stand on the pinnacle of the temple. And he said to him, 'If you're the Son of God, then throw yourself down, for it is written, He will command His angels concerning you, and on their hands they will bear you up, so that you will not strike your foot against a stone.' But Jesus said to him, 'On the other hand, it is written, You shall not put the Lord your God to the test.'" Okay, Jesus here is being tested on a very unique level that I think some of us have been tested on. He's being bullied, essentially. He's being taken up to a high place, and basically he's saying, okay, God says you're going to be okay if you fall off this cliff, so why don't you just find out? Test him. Go ahead, do it. Interesting temptation. He's being challenged as to whether God is going to be true to his word or not by a bully. And Jesus saying, that's an act of disobedience to test God. I don't need to test someone that I already believe in, that is of his word, that is true. And so once again, he gets rid of a temptation and he defeats the devil because he just stands on what God says, he believes it, and he doesn't have to test it because he knows that God is going to come through for him. And he passes that test. When I think about situations that I've been in that I didn't expect, that we came very close at times to being in disasters. I remember one time my car just started spinning. It hit an ice patch in the winter. It was the day after my wife and I got engaged years ago, and the car was just spinning round and round going down a hill, and I was calling on the name of Jesus over and over, and the car ended up facing a tree and just basically lightly hitting the bumper on it to stop the car, and it cracked the bumper, but we were perfectly fine. There was no harm done. And that was a case where the Lord was there for us and he protected us. And I have confidence that nothing's going to happen outside of his will for my life. And it was his will that we be safe that day, and we go on and move forward in our lives as a couple that was going to get married. And we have confidence, and we've seen the Lord over the years be there for us to protect us in many situations. And so we can have that assurance. We don't need to test God. We know God cares. We know he's there. And even though we don't always understand situations, we can know that he'll be faithful and true to his word. Maybe you're in a situation right now where you need to trust God for your safety. And you can call on his name and ask him to be that high tower, that refuge, that place that you can run into for safety and rest in him. And God is faithful to his word. We don't need to test him. We don't need to doubt him. We can just have full assurance that he is who he says he is, our protector, and one who cares for us very deeply. And he cares for you right now too, wherever you are listening to this. He is who he says he is. He loves you, and he is your protector as long as you look to him. Just like Jesus was safe, you're safe in the Lord. Thank you.